Talk about what a typical week will look like in your GIS class. I'm going to go into one of these GIS classes here. And then as you can see, there's two different ways that you can get into the weekly content. One is that you can go to content and then weekly topics, and there's week one right here. If I click on that, I go into week one, and the other way that I can get there is I have them listed over here, so you can just click on week one, and that will take you right into week one. So there's several different things that you would be doing during week one, and they're all kind of listed here in a recommended order of how you complete them. So the first thing that you're going to do for this class is you're going to read a chapter from this textbook, and if you don't already have this textbook, in this case, there is a PDF on the web available for the first chapter only, or the first and second chapters only, so you can just go to that link early on if you're ordering your textbook and it hasn't arrived yet. Once you've read that chapter of the textbook, you'll take a reading quiz. You'll just click on this and begin. And for the reading quiz only, you can take it up to 3 times and it will only keep your highest. Of course, the quizzes are open book. You can just take your time with those. The next thing is a PowerPoint lesson. And in this case, we have 2 different PowerPoints. We have this Lecture 1A PowerPoint and this Lecture 1B PowerPoint. There could be 1 or 2 PowerPoints for each lesson. This will just download the PowerPoint file if you click here. So if you want to take your own notes in PowerPoint, you would click here and you can download it. You can see the images in more detail, and those can be very useful. But where you'll spend a lot of your time in this class is in the lectures themselves, which are called whatever lecture, whatever, and then the title of the lecture. And I'm just going to go into student view so we can see that better here. And if I open up one of these lectures, what we'll see is that we're going to get to a web page that looks something like this. It's kind of based on a PowerPoint. There's an introductory slide saying what the topic is. Then there's an outline slide where these things are broken down. And so the first part deals with the definition of GIS. I'm going to click here, and this is going to bring up a short video. These videos are typically a minute to 5 minutes.
What is it and where did it come from?
And then after you've watched that video, something that shows up on the next page is going to be something called a quiz popper. So these quiz poppers, you'll click on it, it'll ask you a single question. According to the definition of GIS, this software would be most useful for, if I choose the wrong choice, it'll tell me it's wrong. If I choose another wrong one, it'll tell me it's wrong, but when I finally choose the right one, it tells me I'm right. And you want to leave it on this because these grades actually go into your grade book for each one of these. So I've just earned 1 point in this class by just clicking on the right answer after 2 wrong answers. Then you'll go ahead on to the next topic, you'll watch another video, and then you'll do another quiz popper. And of course there's 2 questions in this case, but of course those are following your the outline that's shown on the second slide here. You're just kind of working down through this outline. Okay, so after you do that, I'm going to exit preview here. Go back into week one. After you do that, then you'll take a quiz, and this is going to be a quiz where it doesn't let you change your answer if you're wrong. So you'll be able to take this quiz. You'll be able to refer back to these ones if you want to, but the questions are slightly different in the quiz. They're very similar questions, but they're slightly different. So you'll go ahead and take this quiz. This is unlimited time, so you can take it as long as you want while you're taking the quiz. But these quizzes close out. These quiz poppers do not. So you can always go back and do these if you've missed an assignment or something, but these quizzes will close for good at the end of the week, and at the end of the week one, the end of week one, those quizzes will close. So those will be gone forever. Sometimes we have, for these class activities, this first class activity, I'm asking you to do a drawing, and the instructions can be found here. If you're not sure how to get started with that, there's a how-to video, and it'll just kind of give you a little...
In this class activity, you're asked to start with this map here that you're given, and to draw it at 2 different scales.
And it'll give you some instructions on how to get started with that. So in this case, there's 2 different activities, and once you've completed the class activities, then you can go into the lab for this week. So the lab for this week will have instructions here. It'll have any data that you need here. And then once you've completed the data, you'll go and upload your lab here. And there's also how-to videos on each kind of one of the major steps that you'll do within the lab. And these are from the publisher. So you just click on those and that'll take you to a how-to video about how to do
how do you add a scale bar to pretty much every map? You do that again through this Insert tab.
So I hope this gets you started with a typical week, and as you'll be able to see once you get in there, all of these weeks are going to look pretty similar as far as what is required of you.